Guys, welcome back to Charmin's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making for you dal. I'm going to show the step-by-step recipe how I make my dal, and dal is made from yellow split peas. And today I'm making this recipe because one of my viewers from Florida requested that I make dal. So shout out to you, you know who you are. Hope you like the steps that I'm doing today for you. And along with the dal, I'm also making roti that we eat with dal. So we're in for a little tour today. Okay guys, so in this bowl here I have 2 cups of split peas, yellow split peas that we're going to be making the dal with. And I washed it, and I have it here waiting to show the cooking process. And what we need for this ingredient is some garlic, onions, and I have 2 little wirrie pepper, and it's for flavor. I'm gonna blend these all together, and then I will show how you put it together. And I like to add some turmeric powder, some lala's curry powder, and in dal, when you're making this dish, you have to put roasted geera because that gives it the nice flavor that you're looking for in a dal. And guys, this is also a vegetarian dish, and you can use this along with any other side dishes. So I'm gonna blend up all these ingredients together, and then I'll show you how we put everything together. Okay guys, so I already blend up all the seasoning, the garlic, the onion, the pepper, and mix it in with the dry ingredients, the turmeric, lala's curry powder, and the roasted jeera. In this pan here I have a little bit of coconut oil warming up, so I'm gonna put this in here, and I like to put it in before it's too hot because then it's a big flare and it'll be very blurry for the camera. So I have this here, and this is what you call chunky in the dal. So I'm gonna chunky this dal and let this seasoning fry up for a little, so all the flavor is gonna infuse, and we're gonna get more flavor coming out when you heat it up on the stove. So that's why you say chunky, because you want to let all the ingredients open up and let the fragrance and the flavor infuse in here. So we'll turn this up, and once it's cooking and you can see the bottom sizzling up to the bottom, like it's going to catch a little on the bottom, that means it's ready to add the dal inside. And I'm using 2 cups of dal. So 2 cups of dal, and then I added 1 teaspoon of roasted jeera, 2 teaspoons of lala's curry powder, and 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. And I add 2 little wirrie pepper. You can put how much pepper you can handle, or if you don't like pepper in your dal, you don't have to put any pepper, but pepper usually give it a nice flavor. And I put 2 small onions, and I put about 6 cloves of garlic. So here it's sizzling up. See, that's what you're looking for. You want it to sizzle up like this. See? And the flavor right now is really, really nice. You can smell it. The flavor is just hitting you in your face right now. That's why you have to cook it up a little, so all the flavors can infuse and come out of all the different ingredients. See how that looks nice? It's cooking up there. And what you want to do now at this stage, you want to add your wash dal or split peas or yellow lentils, and you put this into the mixture. So you put this into the mixture here, everything, make sure you get everything in, and then you add at this point some salt to taste. And you don't have to add too much salt, because if you add too much salt, you can't take it out of the dish. You add an amount that you think you can average that it's right for the taste, and then if it's not, you can always taste and add as you go. That's what I always do, and I always get a perfect flavor in my dishes because I don't add too much. I add a little bit, and if you need more, you can always add towards the end. So you turn this up. See how nice all the seasonings coated with the dal? And then once you feel that it's clumping up like that, you can add in here. See guys how this look? Beautiful, with all the seasoning coated on the split peas. And you see how you can see grains? After this is done, it's gonna all be melted. And the smell is great. So you wanna add, I have 2 cups of this dal in here, the split peas. I'm gonna add 4 cups of water. And don't be afraid guys. Add your 4 cups of water because this takes a little while to cook. See how it looks? It's already looking like if it's dal. You add 4 cups of water because that's gonna help to cook the dal and make the grain soft and melt. So you have to leave this now for like 30 minutes. That's like half an hour. And if the grain is not melted yet, you can leave it for a little bit more. But what I usually do, I test as I go. And sometimes if I'm in a hurry or somebody's coming over, I'm making this dish, I will put it like I'm doing right now, put it in the pressure cooker. And then I just put it on for 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes to the exact. But today, I'm going to cook it slowly and leave it for the 30 minutes. Because while I'm leaving this to cook, I can work on something else. So I'll show you guys after a few minutes how it's looking. Okay guys, so see how this is doing? It's cooking up, bubbling up nicely here. And the grains are still not properly cooked, but there's a little bit more for it to go. And then we will see how it all looks at the end when all the grains are melted. Okay guys, so let's check this out and see how it's doing. And it's cooking up good. You can see the color change. It's already turned, the split peas or the yellow lentils is already turned to dal. See guys, there is only a few little grains left. And what you do at this point, and this is actually over 30 minutes it took to boil this one. Some boil different time, depends on how hard the grain is. So today I didn't pressure it, and if you're pressuring it, you're cooking it in your pressure cooker, it takes 10 minutes, but I just cook it regular on the stove. And I was hoping that it would finish in 30 minutes because sometimes there are times when I cook and it will finish in 30 minutes, but this one takes about 45 to 50. And to help those grains to melt, all Guyanese house have one of these. And this is what we use to help to mash up all the remaining split peas that didn't melt. They're cooked and soft, but sometimes they don't melt away. And we usually take this and help to mash those grains away. So see guys, every Guyanese home have one of these, and this is very helpful if you don't like to see grain in your dal and you want to see it nice and smooth. You just use this and help the dal the grain to melt, so you can have a good, nice, smooth dal when you finish. So guys, I'm not gonna do it too much because it's pretty much done here. And then you can eat it just like this. You can use it as a soup. You can eat it with rice, with roti. Or what you can do is that you can, there's another stage. Sometimes people don't do this stage, but I'm going to do the next step to show what it looks like. So I'm just want to remove it from this side of the stove, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay guys, so the next step, like I said, you can leave the dal like that and it can serve just like that. But my daughter like it when the garlic is like roasted, and it's actually not roasted. It's like putting in some hot oil, and I'm using coconut oil. I'm not using too much. And you just leave the garlic in here to brown up a little. And I'm gonna try to lower down the stove so it's not so hot. And you just want to shake it around a little until it's nice and brown. And what that is doing is bring out a nice rich flavor in the garlic. So when you put it into the dal, It gives you a nice combination of like browned up garlic, roasted jeera, and all the different flavor. This really is a nice way of bringing out the flavor in the dal. So a lot of people leave this step out, and some people don't miss this step. So today I want to add it and show you guys. Like sometimes you don't have to if you don't want to. If you're not a garlic person, I guess you can leave it out, but trust me guys, when you fry up garlic and bring out the nice brownness of the garlic and add it to this dish, it really tastes amazing. So I'm gonna brown it up a little and show you guys. Okay guys, so this is how we want it to look, brown and nice. I'm gonna add this now into my dal, and it will make a little bit of a sound because the oil is hot. So you hear that? So you want to add that in there, and then when you get this smell, you know exactly. Anywhere you go next to someone's house and you get this smell, you know exactly that they cook dal, because the smell is one that you know right away it's dal. So guys, this is what it looks like in the pot, and I'm gonna give it a stir, and then I'll show you guys the next step. Okay guys, so to eat the dal, we usually make roti, and I'm gonna be putting, I have 2 cups of flour in here, and I'm putting 2 teaspoons of baking powder to mix this in, and that's all you need for mixing this. I'm making roti, and this is a different kind of roti I'm making. There's so many kinds that we make to eat with this dal, but today I'm going to be making one that have so much that can suck up all the dal when you put the roti inside. Not a thin one, but it's a thicker roti, and it will suck up all the dal when you're eating. So this one is specially for dal. So I'm going to mix this up. I'm going in my hand because I like to mix my dough with my hands, and then I'll show you guys the next step. Mix this up, and you want to add water to keep the dough, to form the dough, and you're gonna add and mix until you have the right consistency that you want, to make sure that the dough is holding together and it's not too dry. So this one here, I add 1 cup of water, and I think I'm gonna be mixing this in here with the dry flour because the dough is very soft. And then once I mix this in, here I think, let me add a little bit more of water. You don't want to make the dough dry, because if you make the dough dry, your roti is gonna be stiff. So you want to make sure it's nice and soft. If it's too soft, you can always add flour to it to get it back to how you want it. But if it's too dry, you can't change that. You might have to, once the dough is knead and it's too stiff, your roti is gonna be stiff and not nice and soft. So see guys, this is the right texture I'm looking for. And then once I knead this in, and it takes no time guys, this only seems like it's messy, but it's not messy at all. Once you mix everything in, see how it's removing all the flour from the bottom? That's when you know that the dough is mixed in nicely. So this is soft. I can feel how soft it is, and it is it's soft, and it's very tender here, that you can roll it off now. So I always keep a bowl with dry flour on the side. And what you want to do is get all this flour mixture off your hands into this big ball here. And then once you do that, you can make small little pieces. You make very small little pieces because you don't want to make a giant big roti. You just want to make a nice little size that can fill you up with whatever you're eating. So at this point, I'm going to make them out into smaller little ones. And then you want it to sit for a little bit over, like 10 minutes is the least you can leave it to sit. But you want it to sit for, if you can let it sit for a little bit longer, that's fine. And these can go up to a second day. So you can knead these off, And if you don't want to cook all of it, you can cook 1 or 2. And if you're planning to cook some out tomorrow, you don't have to cook out all at the same time. You just take the dough, leave it covered in a bowl or something, and the next day you can roll them off and cook them, and you won't have a problem with that either. So the dough can go up to 2 days. So you can mix today and cook today and tomorrow if you don't like to need a fresh batch. Or you can I prefer to make whatever you want today and keep the rest of the dough and make those fresh tomorrow. Because if you cook all of it and you're using some tomorrow, it tends to get a little bit on the hard side. So guys, I always make what can do for me for the day. I have, out of this 2 cups of flour, I got 6 of them. And we're 5 of us in the house, so there's an extra one just in case. So guys, see how easy that was? And then when I'm ready to, you can cook them right now. And these are nice size. Or you can leave them to sit for a little. And I like to leave them to sit for a little. So I'm gonna cover it with a tea towel. Leave it for a little, and then I'll come back to that and show you guys. So we're gonna start cooking the roti, and this roti is called sada roti, because when the roti is done and you break it, there's a pocket inside. So you can add other things too if you like, but the flour is nice and soft because I had it sitting for a little. And this is how you wanna roll it off. You wanna put a little bit of flour on the rolling on the thing here, and then you want to make sure that it's not sticking, right? So you roll it off a little. It doesn't matter what shape. If you can't get a perfect shape, that's fine. It doesn't matter about the shape, it's how the roti is cooked. So see, it's not sticking. And then I have my pan warming up here. All you have to do now is put it on the pan. I want to take out as much flour as I can. You put it on your pan and you leave it to heat up a little on one side. And then once it's cooking a little, then you're gonna flip it and then cook a little bit on the other side. So we can flip this one now. It's browning up. It's gonna brown up. The pan wasn't too hot, but we will get to that point. So okay guys, so the roti is cooking up nicely. See how it's swelling up, and this is how you want it to be. And you see, Natalie, what do you think? Do you want this one?
Yeah.
See how nice it is? Yeah, okay. So every one of these roti is coming up nicely and swelling up. I'm so happy about the way they're swelling up. So that's how you want it to look when you're cooking it. You want to make sure that it's swelling like this. That means it cooks properly. Okay guys, so this is the dal in here, and I am gonna pour it out in a bowl, and I made it nice and thick, not too runny. And I'll put my dal in here and I'll show you guys how we eat our dal. You can eat it with rice, you can eat it with anything of your choice. You can use it as a soup, and like I said, vegetarian, it's a good vegetarian dish, and it's also good for non-vegetarian. So I have the roti here, and I have the roti that I made, that I show you guys the step by step, and I'm gonna show you guys how we do this. So you can do 2 ways. You can just take a piece and then put it into it and then eat like that. Or my favorite way how to eat dal is break up the roti into small pieces, and then you leave it in here to soak up all the flavor of the dal. And guys, look how the roti is. Inside here is like a bread, and this is where all the dal is gonna get soaked up into. And when once, look how this is, and it have like a pocket. And even if you don't want to eat it with dal, and you want to eat it with any other kind of vegetables or stir fry or anything, you can cut it in half, put it in here, and then eat it like that. And then there's this way that you you can take it up into small pieces, and then you put it into your dal. And I like to mix it up like this, guys. It seems like if you're eating like a child, but trust me, when you taste the flavor of this in here, it's so good because it's soaking up everything and you're getting the roti and the dal together. So guys, this is my favorite way of eating it. So I'm gonna tell you guys how it tastes. Guys, so flavorful. You can taste the little bit of pepper kick in there, that garlic and the roasted cumin and everything with the lentils, and because it's cooked so thick, it's very hearty. So guys, to my viewer who requests this recipe, I hope you like the step that I did for you today. There's so many ways of making dal, but this is my way, and I have a few different ways as well. So hope you like this recipe. If you haven't subscribed to my video yet, please subscribe to my video, like and share. Until then, I'm gonna be eating my bowl of roti and dal. Bye for now.